Been online in a few days, and for a good reason, is I am preparing for a week-long Marines-like training in Huntington Beach, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But it's also taking a lot of preparations to get there. I'll do all that fun stuff, such as laying down in cold water and carrying logs on one side of the beach and then onto the other side of the beach, and then screaming and yelling. So it'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, I am back online with my regular Facebook Live. But before we get started, here is this. Here's this, and it's not working. Play. Come on. All right, well, I guess it's the beauty of technology. There's not going to be any fancy intro. That's it. The naysayers, the gloom believers are all back in force telling us that the market is about to dive, that prices are going to collapse. The end of the world is tomorrow, and nobody will survive this time. It's going to be far worse than the first time. And I've heard those rumors now for about a week, and it makes me smile. Not because I'm a real estate agent and that I'm overly optimistic, because that's how I sell houses, but because the data really does not support what these people are saying. With this being said, I understand the fear, because last time it happened, it was so catastrophic, and it damaged and destroyed so much fortunes, damaged so many lives, created so many divorces and bankruptcies and so on. I get it. It was a catastrophe, but we're not anywhere near what we've seen back 10 years ago. And here is why. Here is how I can prove it. You see, the prices are driven by the supply of houses for sale and the demand. In other words, the buyers, number of buyers looking for houses at the moment. And we can have three types of markets. We can have, in blue here, seller's market, which is a situation where we have less than 6 months of inventory. What does that mean? That means that if every single agent in Las Vegas stopped listing houses today, in 6 months we will sell the last one. So if we have less than 6 month inventory, we're in a seller's market. When we're in a seller's market, typically prices are driven up. The second type of market we can have is called a neutral market. It's in gray area. And what that means is that we have about 6 to 7 months worth of supply of houses. So what does that mean? That means that if, again, all of us real estate agents stopped listing houses, in 7 months, chances are we would be selling the very last house for sale. And typically, when we're in a neutral market, home prices will vary, but very slightly, and they'll usually be driven simply by by inflation, depending on what it is, 3, 4, 5% a year. And then finally, you can have what's called a buyer's market, which is what everybody is thinking is happening, which means we have more than 7 months of supply of houses, meaning that if we stopped listing houses for sale, it will take more than 7 months to go through the entire backlog of houses for sale. And then when we're in a buyer's market, of course, the supply is so great that home prices will depreciate. This is what drives prices, absolutely nothing else. It is all based on supply and demand. So now that we agree on that and that we understand that, I want to show you another graph that actually reflects the state of the inventory at the national level, not the Las Vegas level, but the national level for the past few years. This is the available housing inventory. And it goes back to, let's see here, 2014, so 4 years. And you see the number of months of the inventory, the number of months for each year. So, for example, in 2014, we had 4.8 months of inventory. It would take 4.8 months to sell all the houses on the market. 2015, we had 4.4 months. 2016, we had 3.9 month, so it went down quite a bit. 2017, 4.1 month, and 2018, 4.3 month. So what is my point? My point is that in the past 5 years, we have not been near a balanced or buyer's market, not even once. So prices falling and the end of the world being tomorrow and nobody surviving is an urban legend. It will not happen. Now, what we're seeing is that we're seeing a slowdown in the appreciation. There was a time where the off balance between the supply and the demand was so great that sellers could pretty much get away with almost anything when it came to price. Now that the demand has weakened a little bit, it is more critical for buyers, for sellers, to price their property close to what the market will bear. And this is the reason why we've seen in the past 2 weeks, well over 1,000 sellers reducing the sale of their price, the asking price of their house. That doesn't mean prices went down, because honestly, if the house hasn't sold, nothing has gone down or up. So it just means that they are adjusting to the new market. So for the gloom and doomer here, sorry, I bursted your bubble. For all the others, we're still in a healthy market. You can breathe and rest and enjoy life. If you need to sell a house because you want a bigger home or a smaller home, or because you want to relocate somewhere else and you want to know what a professional real estate agent like me can do for you, I encourage you to call me on my cell at 702-813-2661, 702-813-2661. We'll set up a 15 minutes initial consultation. The first 7.5 minutes will be about me, but most importantly, how I benefit you. And then the next 7.5 minutes, I will be asking you 5 very thought-provoking questions designed to see if you should move or if you should stay put. So if you want that type of expertise, if you're curious to know what the best decision is for you, give me a call, 702-813-2661. And don't worry, we are okay. I'll see you soon.